If the only alternative truth that matters is Coca-Cola, Chevrolets, and dogs, I would tend to agree. But I still like a man with a ponytail and a good guitar.
Just a big, big, big hunk of love. Will do. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I'll see y'all later. Yeah, checks in the mail, baby. Hey, y'all. But that was a rough gig just now. Anyhow, they called me Love Child. I am illegitimately called the illegitimate son of the greatest singer ever known to man. Now, I figure most of y'all figured out who I am by now just by looking at me. But no, Ronnie Van Zant is not my daddy. And you know that's a fact because of the way I sing Give Me Three Steps. If he was my daddy, I could sing that song a whole lot better, especially with my mandolin here. But okay, for those of y'all that still ain't got it, let me pull off these sunglasses my daddy give me, and I'll turn sideways. Here you go. Voila. Lights just went off in your head, that's right. They called me Elvis Love Child, illegitimately called the illegitimate son of the greatest singer ever known to man, Mr. Elvis Presley. Now, y'all are my friends, you can call me Love Child. Some people just call me LC. Some people can't spell that. Just call me whatever you want to call me, as long as you say it with love. You dig what I'm saying? So anyhow, they also call me Rockin' Hillbilly, and the reason why is my mama was from Kentucky, and my daddy being from Mississippi. Voila. So I'm taking glasses off so you can see my pretty eyes. Plus I can't see out of them things, and it's too stinking hot in here because I'm in what you call a climate control room, and that hat is getting on my nerves. So welcome to you're either watching this on Rockin' Hillbilly on YouTube, or else you're watching it on Love Child Reviews. Make sure if you got time to go to either channel, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. But what I'm doing today, okay, let's establish the ground rules. Number one, I'm your love child. I ain't never lied to you. That's the truth. Number two, you can trust me. Don't trust nobody. Now, with them two ground rules out there, we're set to go for the rest of this video. Now, here's something. It ain't no checks in the mail or I love you forever or oxymorons like government organization. I'm going to give it straight to you. Today, in over 62 years of living, and I have literally unboxed hundreds of instruments in my lifetime. I have sold retail, I have bought, I have played, whatever the case, hundreds of instruments. Today, I guarantee is the greatest unboxing of my lifetime. And I'm excited. I'll be right back and I'll give you the backstory of why. All right, I want to get everything in perspective. Let me explain something to you that I've known for a long time. If guitars and mandolins and violins could talk, that'd be a whole lot to learn. But they also say if walls could talk, what stories they could tell. Well, where I come from, we don't hang our stuff on the wall. We play them. Just like our motorcycles, we don't winterize them, we just drive them all year. But you know, there are some instruments that seem like they have a life of their own, and I have thought for many years that just like this old mandolin here, it's a 1948 Gibson A50 mandolin. God just let me borrow it a little while, and with his help I'll have it a little bit longer. And I'll pass it on to somebody else who can love on it and enjoy it long after I'm gone, and they can pass it on some more. For instance, this mandolin here, I got it from out of the New England states. It spent a lot of time, excuse me, doing attic duty. It came to me in its original case, had an antique pitch pipe in it, a few odds and ends from the owner from all the way back in 1948, which has been a blessing to it because this thing is immaculate. But this mandolin has a story to tell. Not everything you've run across has a story to tell, but when you get those instruments with a story to tell, they're a blessing. And I'm fixing to open up a great blessing today. I'm telling you all this so you understand where I'm coming from. Let me give you another example. All I'm showing you today are sunburst painted Gibsons. Here's a 1951 Gibson ES-125. Now, I don't have all the backstory on this guitar, but I got it from a guy named Norman. He owns Norman's Guitars out there in Tarzana, California. He said, "Love child, the neck's been reset. It's been refretted. It plays like a dream." I said, "You sure?" "Yeah, absolutely." And old Norman ain't ever lied to me. It's set up more of a jazz type. Anyhow, I'm not here to play. I'm here to show. Here's another one for you. I rescued this from the bowels of hell, figuratively. It had had some rough living. As you can see, I've got it shining pretty good now. It didn't used to do that. And the body's actually relatively good. But it's had some rough years. Had a cracked headstock. And not a good job. It holds, but the cosmetics are not great. But I've got a guy who can take care of that. I'm still working on it. I've patched it together with parts off of 2 different bridges, and I'm still working on that. But I've been able to at least take it on stage a time or two with the help of what is called a monkey on a stick. And it's coming around. It ain't there yet, but it's getting there. This guitar needed love. Like I said, it came from the bowels of hell. Just trust me on that one. Here's another example of what I'm talking about. Here's my old B model Gibson. I've been with it, or it's been with me. We've been together for going on 4 decades now. When I first found him, he was rough. It seems that it used to be played at an old Assembly of God church down in Louisiana, but a hurricane came along and just destroyed everything around it. When it was all said and done, it floated in the water for a while. Children being children decided to come along and bust holes in the top. All the finish on the back, the water got to it and ruined it. Finally somebody said, "That's no good." You can see here on the headstock, it don't even read Gibson no more. I got some clear coat on there to save what was left of it. They stuck it in a burn barrel, fixing to light it up. But somebody who had the same passion I do for guitars pulled it out of the burn barrel. When they gave it to me, it was full of mud daubers and Louisiana dirt. The back was cracked open and the top was cracked open and the braces were gone. Long story short, if guitars could talk, it'd probably be singing "I've seen fire and I've seen rain, but I never thought I'd see you again." This is what I'm talking about. That's why when I'm fixing to unbox, we'll make this the greatest unboxing that I have ever had and probably ever will. I'll be right back. Those badly needed healing hands of time may touch me yet, and though it's been so long, I know it's too soon to forget. Right here is my boy Elmer, and he's very excited about this guitar. You see, it come from Kentucky, and that's where he come from. He been with me for about a year or so. When his cousin Joe Bud passed away, he come down from Kentucky for the funeral, and little did I know, he actually was homeless, and so he's convinced me to let him stay a little longer. So he's real excited about this guitar. He helped me pick it out. He said, "Daddy, it's from Kentucky." And that's very important that you met Elmer and understand. It will help you understand some more about this guitar. Well, I'm sure glad y'all got to meet Elmer. He's very excited about this guitar. And one of the big reasons he's excited is because I'm excited, but also it come out of Kentucky. This guitar is connected to the center of the universe. You hear me? And I can prove it's the center of the universe if you listen to me. And the reason it's the center of the universe because a great man named Don Clare deemed Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, the center of the universe. And if Don Clare said it, by golly, it's true. You want to know why I know Don Clare knew what he was talking about? Because he used to own this guitar. That's right. This guitar in this box was owned by the great Don Clare, a humanitarian, a caregiver, historian, animal lover. We're talking about creme de la creme of the human beings on this earth. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. This video is going to go a little bit longer than you might want, and I understand if you got to go, but please come back and finish it. Now, if you're watching and you're about to ready to shut it off, maybe you're not a humanitarian, you don't like human beings, basically, you're grouchy, you're not very sentimental, listen, before you go, give me an email or something. I got an ex-wife to hook you up with. You two will get along great. Now, I can't personally call her because of like restraining orders and things, and I'm too old to spend too much time in jail. But I'll give you her number. Tell her I sent you, and baby, it'll be a life-changing experience for you. I think I heard lightning strike. Lord, I'm sorry. So anyhow, let's get back to Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, and a fine man named Don Clare. Let me tell you something. For whatever reason, the Lord called him home. But I have got the blessing of a lifetime to be able to take care of his baby right here. He loved this guitar, they tell me, and he acquired it from a friend of his who loved it. And there's supposed to be some history going back to at least World War II. This guitar is similar to some that I've owned through the years, but when I was younger, sometimes being a musician, you maybe had to sell something you loved. Maybe you had to run down to Uncle Sam's pawn shop in Birmingham, and as soon as you come in the door, I say, "Love child, you need the same amount of money?" Yes, please. I'll be back in 30 days or whenever the bus drops me off or whatever we're doing. And they always treat me right now. Hats off to them. I'm sure they ain't there no more. But Uncle Sam's pawn shop, Birmingham, Alabama, back in the day was some righteous folk. But let me get back on track, whatever the track may be. This guitar, to me, is a holy grail in of itself. It is a 1937 Gibson L7. You hear me? This particular year, this particular style is one that has been on my bucket list. You know, 30, 40 years ago, you could find them more frequently than what you can now. Of course, they were cheaper back then. But anyway, it being what it is, to find this guitar in this condition that I already know it's in, because I know who bartered the deal, and I know they straight up. They good folk up there in Kentucky. I have no problem. Normally when I do an unboxing on my channels, we sit there biting our nails to see if we got shellacked or not. That's not going to be a problem here. The excitement of this whole unboxing is where it came from and the history behind it, and Lord willing, I can love it and give it the love it deserves for years and years to come. So I hate this terminology, but as many YouTubers say, without further ado, I'm going to unbox this guitar. Now, I do need to have one more disclaimer on here, and that is Mr. Clare was a fine-looking man. I'm going to put some links down below here to help introduce you to him and Rabbit Hash, Kentucky. Now, my goal is to me and Elmer and some of my other YouTube subscribers said they'll meet me in Rabbit Hash one day. We'll take this guitar, go sit on the front of the general store, The general store burnt down some years ago, and Mr. Clare was very instrumental in getting it completely rebuilt. I'll put some links to it down here below in the description. I want you to learn about Don Clare. He is a fine man. I want you to learn about Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, and now I'm going to show you this guitar. One other disclaimer. Oh, and one other thing before I open this guitar. When you familiarize yourself with Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, and most of all Mr. Don Clare, you're gonna find he was a good-looking man. He wore glasses, you know. Sometimes look like these right here. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty sexy right there. But he had a beard and he had like gray hair, and he wore a ponytail, and he wore bib overalls. Now, I ain't got a pair of bib overalls, but by golly, I ain't gonna be as sexy as him. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna ponytail up right now, baby. And I'm gonna tell you what, here I am. I was looking for one of them pink scrunchies, and I know I got one somewhere, because I was thinking I wanted to let my feminine side and my tender side show out today, but I couldn't find it, because if I got a feminine side, by golly, I want to get it out of me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, love child, settle down. I'm getting excited, folks. We're fixing to open up. I'm being serious now. The greatest unboxing of my life. And I thank those who made it possible for me to get this guitar. It means the world to me. And let's get it open. Alrighty, here comes my unboxing to remember. Now, kid in the candy store, don't get it. I can't even describe. This is like Christmas and everything in the whole wide world for me today. You got to understand, 62 and a half years old, I'm trying to get my bucket list full, and this is a big part of it. And again, the attachment to it, the history, the people involved. I'm very blessed. You ready? I'm using my broken bladed pocket knife. Don't nobody dare send me another knife. This is my all trusty case broken. Yeah, okay. Maybe if I go up to the Rabbit Hash General Store, they'll sell me one. All right. Speaking of Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, listen. If any of y'all are still listening, and if you're from Rabbit Hash, Elmer ain't here right now, but he's saying, Daddy, do you think that Rabbit Hash, they some of the smartest political minds in the world up there, and they finally figured it out. They have a dog for the mayor. That's right, a canine, four-legged dogs are the mayors up there. And I'm trying to explain to Elmer he don't live in Kentucky anymore, because he wanted to run for mayor of Rabbit Hash. And I said, son, living in Alabama, I don't think that's going to be acceptable. Then he come up with this idea, well, Daddy, let's just leave Alabama and move to Kentucky. I said, well, son, we maybe can do that someday. I think he's a little homesick for Kentucky, but I said, son, I can't do that right now. So maybe somebody out there someday could maybe doing it, me and Elmer, a solid favor. And maybe after we get up there and play this guitar a couple times, maybe they'll let Elmer be honorary mayor for a day or something like that. Maybe put his picture in the store. I'm not saying you got to, but hook a brother up. I know I'm going out on a limb and being kind of precocious, but Elmer's a good boy. He loves Kentucky, and he loves guitars, and so y'all just pray about it as I open this beautiful guitar up. And folks, this ain't no bull. This is going to be beautiful. I don't have to worry about it. It ain't like when I buy guitars from other places and I cross my fingers and I'm saying, oh Lord Jesus, did they send me a junker or not? I know what I got here. That's something. You could have thrown in a pair of bib overalls, I'm just kidding. Alright, but what we do when we unbox do an unboxing, we always check to see how they're packaged. I picked this box up yesterday. It's been sitting in my climate control area here for at least 24 hours. These old instruments, you don't play with them, you love them, and that's what this thing has already been getting from me. When you open them up, now the outside of the box ain't got no major holes or nothing, so that's a good indicator. When you open them up, you pull all the stuffing out of there, because Elmer wants to play with that stuff later on. And as you can see, it's been stuffed and stuffed and restuffed. How sexy am I with a ponytail? You listen, if there's a woman who's got health insurance, maybe Blue Cross and Blue Shield, that loves a man with a ponytail, and I don't have to live with her all the time, but she'll come by and clean up my mess, I will consider you, baby. Because let's see, I ain't no Don Clare, but come on, man. I'm taking sexy to a new level here today, by God. Boy, I tell you what, now you talk about stuffing. I could start a recycling center on this bad boy. I hate to say the guy's name, but you know who you are, who packed it. You ain't lying. Of course, I know you ain't a liar. Because you from Kentucky. Ooh, I bet you that's making a lot of noise in the microphone. I'm sorry. We almost to the case. Now this is what I call the birthing process. If you ever watch some other videos, some of my videos ain't come out as sweet as what this is going to come out. I promise you. Elmer's outside right now. I'm going to let this all be a surprise to him. So here comes what we call the birthing process. Let me back her up just a little bit. Are you ready? Oh, son, I'm getting old. I don't look it, but I'm getting old. Mr. Clare, if by some chance the Lord's letting you look down on me today, I'm gonna try to get this out on one fell swoop. Don't be making fun of me. All right. Here we go. I hate to turn my back to you. Y'all don't be staring at my behind. And I mean it now. You know, I feel cheap. Y'all staring at me that way. All right, here we go. This is for all the marbles. Oh, I'm coming. It's a baby. Here's a baby. Here's a baby. Oh. Right. And then what you got in the rest of the box is called the afterbirth. Son. Uh-oh. Let's get this box out of here. Thank you. You know who you are. Packing it so well. I told you this video is going to be here a minute, but look. I'm the love child. I ain't some YouTube lackey trying to suck up for algorithms. I'm the real deal, whatever the real deal is. But when it comes to real deal, this, folks, I may have to turn my back because I may get a tear in my eye. You got to be a sentimental fool like me. Here she comes. Folks, one of the greatest moments of my life right here. You see what I see? Once again, packaged like professionals do. The guy who brokered this deal knows what he's talking about. He ain't no slacker. Folks, that thing is beautiful. I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to drag his camera down there. And you can watch me finish pulling all the stuff off. Is that a deal? 1937. Miss Clare, God bless you. Thank you to all the folks who helped make this happen. Now to you gearheads and guitar aficionados, you're seeing it for the first time, same as me. Folks, these guitars weren't made on some assembly line. This top, everything was hand carved. The top, the back, everything put together just like it needs to be. Folks, today is a great day in history for Love Child. Look at the beautiful ornamentation on that thing. And here's what I really wanted. Some people call them picture frames, some people call them window panes, but look at those fret markers. It's exactly what I wanted. I asked the man who bartered the deal, I said, is there room for the bridge to go up and down? And again, you want to know who he is, email me. I'll send you a link to his what he does, in case he got something to sell. But if you can see that, that's a sign of this guitar has got the right bridge in the right place. Everything just, look at that tailpiece. Again, if you're not a guitar head like me, it may not mean as much, but for you guys that love these old guitars, I'm telling you folks, somebody smiled down on me. Hold on. Look at that. Let me be very careful. Look at that. That ain't no smudges. There ain't no. That thing is almost immaculate. Beautiful. I'll be back. We'll hit a lick on it, and I'll finish this video. Thanks once again, folks. Thank you, Rabbit Hash, Kentucky. I'll take care of you, baby. Okay. That beautiful guitar is sitting on a stand right now. Just shy of 440 pitch. I like to tune them up slow. I like to just, it's like your honeymoon night. You gotta take it easy. Why do I say things like that? But I got some goodies in this case. And what did I do with my pocket knife? Some of the history. On the tag, there's a luggage tag on the case that's still on there from the guy that owned it 40 plus years ago, maybe. In here, what we used to call a buttload of strings. I see they were using Martin Marquis, Gibsons. I use Martins most of the time. More Martin strings, some Gibsons in there. So it lets me know where this little baby's been, believe it or not. Hold on, I got something really sweet going on. Here's a set. Lets me know Martin Marquis. They've been using 12s. I'm trying to think. I don't think they make Martin Marquis anymore. That looks like a brand new set of strings. It is. Well, guess what? There's another Martin out there, y'all. I can't think right now. My brain's going 100 miles an hour, and it's only geared for 50. So, but here's some other good stuff. This band was previously used. This guitar. I'm gonna try to do this because I'm just trying to do the right thing. But this guitar before Mr. Don, can you see that? Make your next party a luau, the Paradise Islanders. Authentic Hawaiian music and dancing. I can see me now, a pair of bibs with one of them lei things around my neck. Yes, sir. Maybe a flower in my ponytail. Oh, it's going to be a great time. Out of Independence, Kentucky. The Paradise Islanders. By golly. I may have to have that stenciled on the case. Here's some more goodies. I've got receipts of the love and care and work on this guitar going back to at least 1994. Here's 1994. There was over $1,000 spent on it. Such things as a refinish, a refret, a pick guard. I'm telling you, this guitar has been loved. Here's some more work that was done going back to 1994. Here's some more work going back to 1994. It don't get much sweeter than this. This is a a card that is dated 1944. Just take my word for it. Aloha, so and so. But anyhow, it was a card written, dated 1944. There's a few picks that regardless. Oh, looky here. Mele Kai Music, Kona, Hawaii. I don't know if you can see that. This stuff ain't never leaving the case, folks. And listen, when the Lord steers me, hopefully in about 100 years, to another good-looking, long-haired, ponytailed, beard-wearing man that I'm going to give this guitar to for a reasonable price, these picks better be in there, boy. You leave them in there, I told you now. And my brother up in West Virginia, just in case I go before you do, you take this thing to Rabbit Hash and you play it on the porch and you find you a long-haired, bearded, ponytail dude and do the right thing. But here is a bonus. I did not know when I first had interest in this guitar, but you remember that L48 I showed you? That's the stick. Remember I said monkey on a stick? Well, here's the monkey. A beautiful de-armand pickup. Can't see it very well. I'm going to leave it in the bag. Now I'm going to take it out because I was told that all the previous owners, this pickup goes back to at least the 1960s. So I know for at least the last 50 or so, 60 or so years, this pickup has been with this guitar. And just in case it's not happy, I've got the greatest electronics guy in the world. I've got two of them. Mr. Jimmy and his son Richard will test this thing through and through. I believe this is called a de-armand 1100 Rhythm Chief, if I'm not mistaken. This is a bonus. A bonus. So folks, don't pity the love child today. God in Kentucky have been a blessing. So if you're ever in Kentucky, you stop by Rabbit Hash and you pay respect to Mr. Don. You tell him Love Child sent you. I'll be back and wrap this video up. Well, you know, the old Wildwood Weed song says, all good things gotta come to an end. That's the same with the Wildwood Weed. Elmer, that's my boy again. Elmer, come here and say hey to everybody. Come here. Check out your new guitar, buddy. Now that right there, that's what I'm talking about. He's happy as a pig in slop, you know what I'm saying? Said, Daddy, we got us a new guitar. You like your new guitar, buddy? We gonna take care of it. We gonna take care of it. But this video's coming to an end, you know. As I always say, the ex-mother-in-law is fixing to sing. And speaking of mother-in-laws, if you need to meet her daughter, I'll hook you up, man. But I I ain't gonna give you my address, 'cause in about 6 months to a year, you gonna come looking for me. Hang on, Elmer wants to tell me something. I'll be right back. I ain't trying to embarrass that boy, but he said, "Daddy, I'm so happy I'm about to poop myself." So I had to let him outside. You know, most people, when they fire up a guitar the first time, listen to that thing ring like a bell. That's just with my thumb. They play a G chord, and you just watched me play the very first chord on this guitar. I wouldn't play without you. Listen to that thing. We're just shy of A440. This guitar came up. I'm just telling the folks out there that are familiar with this guitar, letting you know it's gonna be loved. And just shy of 440. Come up nice and easy. Rings like a bell. Now I got to learn some Hawaiian music. I can't thank y'all enough for letting me be the guy to hold this thing. Said, "Love Child, are you for real?" "Oh yeah." As real as a restraining order. I guess if this guitar come out of Kentucky, we'll do one my daddy did. Testing 1, 2. I said, "Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on. The one who's gone and proved untrue." You can have her number, buddy. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left them blue. It was on a moonlit night, pulling stars were shining bright, whispered on high, your love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gonna say goodbye. Anyhow, we're gonna spend a lot of time together, get used to each other. I promise I won't beat on it that hard all the time. But you know, it's like a John Deere tractor. You gotta take it out in the field, put your biggest plow on it, and it'll never let you down. Rock and roll, baby. So, somebody let the mayor of Rabbit Hash know that one of its fellow kinsmen My boy dog Elmer is guarding this thing night and day. You're in good hands, baby. We're like Allstate. Thanks once again for listening. This ain't just an unboxing, and this ain't just a guitar. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a cry. Thank you.
I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Johnny Clare.
And human nature and love and emotion and all those abstract things that we can do as humans, but we don't often do.